You caught me preparing for the next episode. I was just working on a dog training tip. Don't worry, plenty of grooming and healthcare advice as well. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy this episode. Drop me a line. All right, Darcy, let's get back to it. So you're going to go after the ball, pick it up, bring it back to me, drop it. And then you're going to go again, okay? Got it? Good. As our dogs age, we need to make some dietary and lifestyle changes to support their ageing bodies. Now, Nicole, let's start with diet.
Absolutely. So as our pets age, it's similar to us, really. The gut lining and your organ function can decline in health a little bit, and we often need to support that with diet changes. And also a lot of them are on like chronic medication, so it can create like a leaky gut, more sensitive to upset tummies, dietary sensitivities. So a lot of my oldies I put on a good prebiotic, probiotic, digestive enzyme, and then I like to put them on a fresh food balanced diet. So providing them with a nice range of proteins and not having an ultra processed diet, you're not creating inflammation in the body. So balanced fresh fruit, vegetables, all the nutrients they need so we can help their brain function, gut function, everything work better.
Okay, so exercise, of course. People think their dog's getting older, so it's just going to sleep and doesn't need as much exercise, but that's not correct.
Yeah, absolutely. I think my key with exercise, a lot of them are living with arthritis. So you don't want to do like a 1 hour Saturday walk and then do nothing for 2 or 3 days. I think it's important to be consistent. So 15 minutes a day is a lot better. And then sometimes a little massage or a little stretch before and after helps too.
Yes, and also they need to keep their brains and bodies moving just to keep things going, because they do get like the dog equivalent of Alzheimer's.
Yeah, so the canine cognitive decline is really similar to human Alzheimer's, and a lot of that philosophy, if you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Yes.
Yeah, that plays into with our pets as well. So diet for sure, they need to be able to get the nutrients to help their brain and the bacteria balance, or their biome is really important. But then also how we feed them that diet can really help too. So if you think of the puzzle feeders and any
Snuffle mats.
any sort of enrichment style can really help them use their brain. And then also changing the way you go and walk. So even if you normally go around the block one way, change it, go around a different block. It's really easy just to let them sleep and not really engage them or do training, but they really love it, don't they?
Yes, they do still need it. And then of course dental health is a big thing with our older dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think as a vet, it breaks my heart how many of our older pets really are suffering from dental disease. And just because they don't show the pain like we would, that toothache hurts them just as much as it hurts us. So I know so many pet parents are worried about putting their pets under general anaesthesia for a dental, but it's really important. Dental disease, not only is it a comfort issue, but it also affects their liver, kidney, heart function, everything. So twice yearly visits are so important to go through diet, dental, arthritis, everything for our older pets.
Lovely. Thank you, Nicole.
Pleasure.
If you'd like to learn more about the Big Dog Pet Foods fresh raw food diet to feed your dog, check out their website. And in the meantime, Das, want to go for a walk?
Yeah.
That's a yes.
As a Petstock Rewards member, if you purchase any participating brand of premium dog or cat food, including Big Dog, they'll give you 15% brand cashback to use the next time you shop for the same brand, even if it's on promotion. T's and C's apply. Visit the website for details.
Regular brushing is essential for maintaining your dog's coat health and preventing mats and skin issues. It not only removes loose fur and dirt, but it also stimulates blood circulation and distributes natural oils, keeping the coat shiny and healthy. But with so many different types of brushes and combs on offer, how do you know which is the best choice for your dog's coat? Let's start with the short, smooth coats like boxers, staffies and beagles. A soft bristled brush or grooming mitt will be gentle on their skin, whilst removing loose hair and smoothing out the coat. The DGG Hemp Bristle Palm Brush, the silicone grooming brush and de-shedding slicker glove are my top picks here. Breeds with medium coats that stick up off the skin maybe an inch or two can often have a wavy, textured look. Think golden retrievers, Cavalier King Charles, border collies like Joe here and Huskies. These can be prone to mats, can't they, Joe, and tangles. And some can have a double coat too, like Joe does, so you'll probably need to have a few different options on hand to detangle and to de-shed. The DGG self-cleaning slicker brush, detangling brush, the 2-in-1 grooming brush, or double-sided paddle brush and deluxe grooming glove are great for that. If they have a double or wiry coat, then you'll need the shedding rate too. Curly-coated dogs such as poodles, Bichon Frise and Portuguese water dogs have unique grooming needs due to their curly and their often dense fur. Brushing a few times a week and using pin brushes and dematting tools when their hair grows longer are key to keeping their coats healthy and free from painful mats. I recommend a DGG detangler brush, 2-in-1 grooming brush or deluxe grooming glove when their hair is shorter, and the self-cleaning slicker brush and serrated dematting tool for when it gets longer. When it comes to brushing your dog, be sure to brush them all over, as most mats form behind the ears, under the chin, armpits and their tummies. Remember, to make it an enjoyable experience, you need to brush them gently. If they have tangles, use a conditioning spray and work your way through from the ends to the skin, holding the hair at the base. Head to the DGG website to download their free grooming guide and look for the DGG grooming tools at your local pet specialty store, including Petstock. Puppies and kittens each have a critical period of development where everything that they're exposed to or learn can impact their future emotions and their behaviours. For dogs, this is around 3 to 12 to 14 weeks. That's their socialisation period. Keish, what is it for our little kittens?
Well, Lara, in cats, it's actually a little bit narrower. So it starts at around about 2 weeks of age and can last to anywhere between 7 to 9 weeks of age. And it's during this time that the cats are developing all of their emotional and behaviour connections, and their development in their brain is just developing at an enormous rate. So during this time, it's really important for cats to be exposed to new things. So, new environments, new people, new situations, so that they can develop some adaptability and resilience. And on the flip side, it's also important to try to avoid negative experiences, because that can impact them on the future as well.
All right, so with dogs, they do reach an adolescence period, generally 9 to 12 months, sometimes longer for bigger breeds. And this is when you might see some behavioural issues start to come out, which sadly is why so many of them do end up in shelters at this age. Is it the same for our cats?
Cats reach their developmental maturity at around about 12 to 36 months of age, and it's during this time that previous behaviour issues that were previously masked can become unmasked, just like in dogs. Because kittens are fairly easygoing, they're just adaptable, they like to play a lot, they just sort of go with the flow. But once they reach adulthood, sometimes they can become more set in their ways, and that's when we can start to see behavioural problems emerge.
What do our cats tend to be frightened of, or some of their behaviours, if they haven't had that good socialisation?
Well, cats are just generally what we call neophobic, which means that they are a little bit afraid of new things at the best of times. So they can be very stressed out by new people or new environments or even changes in the environment. And this does vary from cat to cat. They're all sort of individual. Things that cats can find stressful can sometimes be things that we don't realise would be stressful.
But it can just be little quirky things that people don't realise. So with our cats, what can we do to help them?
Well, whenever there are behaviour issues, it's always important to first rule out any health issues.
Yes.
So seeking veterinary attention is probably the first port of call. But because they are neophobic, we do want to make sure that any changes that we introduce to the household are made gradually. So if you're bringing a new cat into the household, or you're moving furniture, or you're moving house, just do things slowly and use lots and lots of reassurance and lots of positive reinforcement.
And how do they go in multiple cat homes?
Well, some cats are absolutely fine in multi-cat households, particularly if they formed like a bonded pair or bonded social group. But if cats haven't bonded, then they can find it a little bit stressful to be in a multi-cat environment. So it's really important to make sure that you have enough resources and enough duplicated resources, so things like litter tray, food, water sources, in several areas around the house, so that one cat can't sort of monopolise one territory.
What are some of your tips to help cats that haven't been socialised well feel nice and comfortable?
Well, there's always things like pheromones, like Feliway, in a spray form or in a diffuser form that can help them just to feel more comfortable in their environment. And also, like I said before, just introducing things really, really slowly.
Yes, and that's the same with our dogs as well. Thank you, Keish. Hey, thank you, Rosie.
Look for NextGuard Spectra for dogs and NextGuard Spectra Spot On for cats at your local pet specialty store, including Petstock, or online.
There's nothing worse than smelly dog breath wafting all over you, and sadly it usually indicates that your dog is suffering from dental disease, which impacts on their overall health and well-being. That's why daily care at home is as important as regular dental checks and professional cleaning by your vet. But why not make it fun and interactive as well, using the TropiClean Entices Teeth Cleaning Gel and the Kong Dental Ball. Together, they not only freshen breath and help fight plaque and tartar, but they also work your dog's brain and their body, which helps to keep boredom and anxiety at bay, which is very important for you guys.
The TropiClean Entices Teeth Cleaning Gel destroys 99.9% of harmful bacteria in the mouth, whilst chewing on the ball helps remove plaque and tartar. The Kong Dental Ball comes in a range of sizes, small, medium and large, so make sure you choose the right one for your dog and always supervise them during play. The gel comes in a range of flavours irresistible to dogs, including hickory smoked bacon flavour, peanut butter and honey and smoked beef brisket. Darcy here clearly loves the smoked beef brisket one, while Vindy, well, you're a foodie, aren't you, mate? So he loves them all. You don't need to worry about nasty chemicals either, as they're free from dyes and artificial colours, sulfates and parabens, BPA and phthalates, plus they're vet approved and cruelty free. To use, all you need to do is place the tip of the Entices teeth cleaning gel tube against the centre of the blue gel pod and gently squeeze while applying pressure and filling both pods daily. Make sure you clean the Kong ball every time you use it by running it under warm water and squeezing out any old gel, just to make sure that it's nice and healthy for them. As you can see, it's a fun way to entertain your dog and look after their oral health. You'll find the TropiClean Entices Teeth Cleaning Gel and the Kong Dental Ball at your local Petstock store or online. All right, you ready to play? Go! Hey! Oh, come on, Vince. A bit quicker, mate.
Recently, I've added acupuncture into the treatment plan for Darcy's ageing joints and Vindy's nervous disposition. So today, the boys are seeing Dr. Jennifer Robinson for a session, along with their buddy Bo.
Jen, what's the concept behind acupuncture?
So acupuncture is one aspect of traditional Chinese medicine that focuses on restoring the energy balance in the body and promote healing. And it requires the insertion of tiny little needles into specific points on the body, which are called acupuncture points. Now, acupuncture points are mapped on meridians along the body. Meridians are a network of channels that flow through the whole body, and they mostly flow along nerves and blood vessels. And through these channels, from a Chinese medicine perspective, flows the qi, the vital energy. And pain and illness causes an obstruction, a block of qi. And when you place the acupuncture needles into specific points, it can actually restore the blood circulation locally. And it can also activate the body's own anti-inflammatory cascade, which improves the healing ability and also releases trigger points that can cause very painful spasms.
Yes.
Acupuncture also releases substances from the brain and spinal cord, which are called endorphins and dynorphins, and these are the body's own pain relief substances, so they help to relieve pain. And acupuncture can then also help in dogs that suffer from severe pain and are on a lot of medication to reduce that pain medication and make them overall feel much better and move much better.
Yeah, so, right.
Yeah.
So you'll be treating Vindy for his nervous disposition and Darcy for some of his osteoarthritis. What are some of the other diseases that you use acupuncture for?
By the release of endorphins and dynorphins, acupuncture is also a really good treatment for anxiety and stress. Another acupuncture function or effect of the acupuncture is that it stimulates the immune system really strongly. So I have a lot of patients that I treat for cancer, where that can be really beneficial. It can also really help with the side effects of chemotherapy.
But some dogs like Darcy, who don't like needles, can you still work with acupuncture in a way?
Yes, there are certainly other methods we can use. So one of the methods is acupressure. So you actually, instead of inserting the needle into certain points, you gently apply pressure to that specific acupuncture point, which also has a really good effect. Not as intense as the needle, obviously, but it still will have an effect. And another method you can use as well is laser acupuncture. So you use like a little therapeutic laser pointer and get a little bit of a deeper tissue penetration at that specific acupuncture point to get the effect you want.
If someone's interested in getting acupuncture for their dog, what would you recommend they do?
So the first thing I would recommend is to get a thorough checkup at their regular vet.
Yes.
Get all the tests done, get an established diagnosis. And once that has been established, if you are local in Melbourne, you can go on melbournevetacupuncture.com. You find a lot of information, a lot of tips on that page, and you can also book your dog in. It is important that the acupuncturist is a veterinarian and has the appropriate skills to do acupuncture.
Lovely. All right, well, thanks, Jen.
No worries.
Ready for your session? Shall we start with Vindy before we take on the Darcy, who's taking on the licking mats? Ensuring your dog has good recall is one of the most important obedience exercises you can teach them. It can literally save their life. So if you are struggling, then seek the help of a qualified dog trainer. The steps of recall training are to firstly call their name.
Mark and praise when they look at you. Yes, good boy. And then give them the cue, come. Move backwards, gathering up the lead if you are still teaching them on lead, and you can use treats so that you can lure them back to you or gently guide them back with the lead. And when they come directly to you, reward with a treat or praise. Then you slowly build up the distraction and distance. This is where people always go wrong. You want to start on lead and practicing it at home under really low distraction. A great way to improve recall is to play hide and seek at home. And they get lots of pats and praise when they do find you. So then recall is a really fun thing to do. You start the process then again out front of your house with the gates closed. You can increase the distraction and then you move to the park at quiet times and then slowly introduce more distraction and distance until you can confidently let them off in a park that's got fencing. There are a number of ways though that people set their dogs up to fail when it comes to recall. Firstly, calling your dog and then going home every time. No wonder they don't want to return. Instead, reward the return and then let them go back to playing again. And then, of course, changes how often you do it. Secondly, is calling your dog when they're too distracted, especially if they're sniffing or they're playing. Wait until they lift their noses off the ground or they take a break and play, and that's when you call them. You also need to be even more exciting than the distractions to get their attention back to you. Use a silly voice, jump around, run away. Your dog will think this is super fun. You might feel super silly, but then they're going to want to come back to you and join in the fun. Plus, is there enough motivation to return to you? Jackpot your treats. Sometimes praise or a pat is enough. Plus, you could use their dry food in training instead of feeding them in a bowl. Extra good recall could earn them a small treat like the VitaPet pocket trainers, and then you can jackpot them with a chicken stick or a chicken tender for a super fast return. You should also always make sure that you are close enough to get their attention or that you can grab them if they choose to ignore you, so you aren't constantly calling them and actually training them to ignore you. Head to vitapet.com to learn more about their treats and other dog tips and tricks.
Many dogs suffer from skin and gut issues, but the Bulldog is notorious for it. You'd have to agree, Jenny, wouldn't you?
100% notorious. I think the biggest issue with Bulldogs that we have is skin issues, and I think, you know, I always say to people, you know, you're going to get out of your Bulldog what you put into your Bulldog.
Yes. It obviously impacts on their behaviour as well.
Well, you know yourself, if you've, say you've got a burnt arm or something, you know the pain that you're feeling. This is the dog's whole skin generally that this happens to. So, you know, then they become snappy, they're unhappy, they're biting.
Yeah.
You know, their behaviour changes rapidly, and, you know, that's when they get into trouble and people misread what the problem is.
Yes.
And that's when they end up in pounds or being put to sleep.
Yes, of course. And also when your gut's not happy, vagus nerve straight to your brain, so
Yeah.
that's also impacting on it there. But you've been trialling the EAC Inside Out on your two Bulldogs. How are you finding it?
I've had my boy on it for about 12 months. He's a nearly 13-year-old American Bulldog. My girl's just started not long ago. But in him, I saw a change very quickly. Like, he had loose stools, and since he's been on it, his stools have improved probably 80%.
Wow,
Yep,
that's great.
massive improvement.
You're also now going to be, because you've seen such good results, you're going to be trying the Inside Out with some of the rescues that you look after.
Yes, I absolutely am. I've had contact with EAC, and we're going to do a bit of a clinical trial with some Bulldogs that are in our care or coming into our care that have got quite serious skin issues.
Yes.
And gut issues. When they come in, a lot of them can be nervous. So I think it will be quite interesting to see what the results are.
Yeah, and also hopefully as well, by working on their gut microbiome, it helps with their behaviour and their anxiety overall too.
Yep, plus this product is Australian made and owned.
Oh, well, thanks, Jenny. Good little plug there, wasn't it? Now, what are some other tips that you would give to people if they've got not just a Bulldog, but any dog in general that's, you know, suffering from those skin issues or those gut issues?
By series of elimination, you can try and work out what is actually causing the problem. So for Bulldogs, inherently it's chicken.
Yep, very inflammatory food. Yeah.
Very inflammatory food to Bulldogs. It can cause a flare-up within, you know, hours.
Yeah.
So, you know, just start eliminating things and then reintroducing.
Yes.
And see how you go there.
Yep, fabulous. And then obviously build that gut.
Absolutely. You've got to build the whole gut up because everything evolves around the gut.
Yep, it does indeed. All right, well, Jenny, We've got a few Bulldogs waiting over there. I hear you're having a walk today from Minnie's Bulldog Rescue.
We are, and we have. I can see a few over there right now, the little legs running around everywhere.
Well, I'm figuring it's going to be a bit of a slow walk here today.
Well, there are no greyhound, Lara, that's for sure. So I don't think it'll be very pacey.
Thanks, Jenny.
If you'd like to support Minnie's Bulldog Rescue, visit their website. And to learn more about EAC's Inside Out Gut and Immune Health Optimizer, visit eacanimalcare.com.
With around 29 million pets in Australia, there is a lot of pet food packaging ending up as waste. Whilst clean pet food tins and cardboard packaging can go into household recycling bins, soft plastic packaging can't, so it usually ends up in landfill. Or if it does go into curbside recycling bins, it can contaminate otherwise perfectly good recyclable material when it sticks to the other materials. This is something that a lot of people still don't realise. The good news is that the Petstock Group is now offering the Royal Canin recycling collection points in their stores for pet owners to recycle their soft pet food packaging. This includes your dog and cat kibble bags, your treats and wet food pouches. They do need to be empty though and clean, like all recycled products. Once the collection boxes are full, team members will ship them to the recycling provider TerraCycle, and the hard-to-recycle contents are manually sorted into the different waste streams. They are then sent on to specialised processing facilities to be recycled into raw materials that are used to produce new products to close the loop of the recycling journey. These end products may include benches, pot plants, compost bins, playgrounds, even dog agility equipment, and so much more. By recycling your soft plastic pet food packaging, you'll not only be helping to reduce waste, you'll also be supporting the charities who benefit from the Royal Canin's $1 per kilo donation to the Petstock Foundation. It doesn't matter what brand of product you recycle either, as long as it's soft plastic and it's empty and clean. Look for the Royal Canin recycling program boxes at your local Petstock stores.
Would you like to win a Pawsome prize pack worth over $2,500? One lucky person will win a year's supply of Big Dog pet foods, Antinol Plus, NextGuard Spectrum monthly chews, plus a $250 Petstock gift voucher, $500 worth of DGG grooming and apparel, $300 worth of VitaPet treats, and a signed copy of Eat, Play, Love Your Dog. Plus, there's 5 consolation prizes up for grabs too. To enter, sign up to our e-news and name one of the charities featured this series. Visit poochesatplay.com.
Yeah, done. Well, that was another fun episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, all the information's on poochesatplay.com, and you can also check us out on the socials. All right, in the meantime, he better go play ball. That's his reward.